Hello Phil, I saw your entry for February 15th, 2009. I couldn't help noticing you praised Jay Windley's webpage regarding Brian OLeary. You wrote, Ellam also quotes astronaut Brian OLeary as saying it's possible that the landings weren't real. That quotation, unattributed in the article, for shame, comes from the wretched Fox TV show back in 2001, and OLeary claims he was taken out of context, in fact, now saying, quite succinctly, that the landings were real. Since, strangely, none of my YouTube comments on your channel seem to be coming through, I thought perhaps I'd contact you through here. I obtained your email from one of your Q&BA videos. It might interest you to know that the letter Jay Windley quotes is a forgery. I've been in contact with Dr. OLeary, and he not only told me that he is not 100% sure that Apollo landed on the moon, he also told me that he never got in touch with anyone called Jay Windley. My emails from OLeary are featured in context in this video, and used with his permission. The video was posted the day before you posted your blog. Would you be so kind as to explain why Jay Windley lied about Dr. OLeary and retract your erroneous section of your blog? Speaking of which, I noticed in the aforementioned entry, and various other entries, you claim that Bill Casing had some pretty crazy ideas, like that any kind of space travel is impossible. Would you be so kind as to provide citation for Casing's alleged claim that all space travel was impossible? I hold both editions of his book, I have a wide collection of personal letters and papers from the man himself, I have watched God only knows how many interviews with Bill Casing, and never have I heard one claim from him that any kind of space travel is impossible. In fact, in the very interview in which he states that the Challenger was intentionally blown up, Bill Casing says,
I will concede that certain unmanned vehicles might have made it to the moon. The Russians are supposed to have sent some unmanned vehicles to the moon, and possibly our surveyor did land on the moon.
The surveyor was by all means a form of space travel, and Bill Casing deemed it possible. Interestingly, in your blog regarding Casing's death, you refer to this very interview in question. You wrote, but he was still wrong. He made claims that are quite sickening. NASA killed the Apollo 1 astronauts to keep them quiet. NASA blew up Challenger on purpose to keep astronauts quiet about the fact that space travel is impossible. Where in his interview does Casing state that Challenger was blown up to keep the astronauts quiet about all space travel being impossible? I am hard-pressed to find any such statement from Bill Casing. Instead, he states that the Challenger was blown up because Christa McAuliffe wouldn't keep quiet about the stars, not because all space travel was impossible. Incidentally, Bill Casing was merely echoing what Ralph Renee stated in his book. Renee believed that the shuttle was blown up because McAuliffe wouldn't keep quiet about the stars that one can see on the daylight side of the Earth. And neither did Renee deny that all space travel was impossible. As he states right at the beginning of his book, our shuttles routinely blast off to orbit the Earth. There is not a single doubt that man is in space. As you stated yourself, quoting out of context is basically lying and truly awful. I would hate to think what your readers and followers would say if it turned out that you were putting words in Bill Casing's mouth. That being said, are you willing to bet $100,000 that you can prove Casing stated that all space travel was impossible? If so, kindly provide any source in which Bill Casing made such a statement. Where did he make this statement? On radio, TV, newspaper, magazine, anywhere? Otherwise, please kindly retract this statement. Sincerely, Jarrah White. P.S. Do you have any comments regarding Operation Dirty Trick?